Question: how do you listen to your favorite music? Today we have many cheap or even free options that allow us to hear our favorite tunes: Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube to name a few. Now imagine those options not only taken away, but replaced by expensive CDs priced $15 to $20 a piece. That was the sad story for music fans, until 1999 that is, when an online service by Sean Fanning and Sean Parker would revolutionize the music industry. Enter Napster, an application that allowed users access to a library of downloadable music files in the form of MP3s. It was a peer-to-peer network, meaning that files were uploaded by users to share with other users. While there were file-sharing services present across the internet before Napster came onto the scene, Napster was specifically for MP3 sharing and boasted a user-friendly interface. Prior to the service's birth, the culture surrounding media ownership was a little more selfish. In fact, after Sean Fanning presented the idea in an internet chat room under the username Napster, the idea fell onto closed minds. Ownership of songs in these days came in the form of cassettes, CDs, and vinyls, all thanks to the owner's hard-earned money. Why would anyone be willing to share media that they themselves had paid for? But Sean Parker, present in the chat room, liked the idea and suggested a collaboration. And suddenly, with Napster on the scene, music was available for free thanks to a handful of its peak 80 million registered users opening up their music library. Of course, the average Napster user was rather ignorant or willfully ignorant of the ethical and legal concerns that free music sharing brought about. But the major record labels and music distributors were not. After not even a year of operation, record labels had taken note of Napster's impact and were struggling to find music that wasn't available on the service. The same year, these companies saw a dip in record sales. And so, the court battles began. The Record Industry Association of America, Metallica, and Dr. Dre sued Napster for copyright infringement. While the lawsuits actually gave the service more publicity and traffic for some time, the court ordered Napster to halt free trade of copyrighted material through the service or begin charging its users. Thus, in July 2001, Napster's entire network was shut down. But Napster had only been the beginning of a war against the music industry. The service had opened people's eyes up to the fact that they'd been ripped off for years, paying $15 to $20 for CDs with sometimes only one track on it. For many users, the number of illegal MP3 downloads had started to outnumber the amount of CDs they owned. The justification for music piracy was obvious, and Napster was only a short-term solution to a bigger problem that the music industry had to face. Napster began a revolution in favor of music listeners who were sick of being overcharged for their favorite tracks, and free file-sharing websites sprouted one after another. Even music artists had reason to back the revolution. Some never saw a cent of CD sales as it all went towards the record label. For the greater part of a decade after Napster's death, music piracy sites could be related to that of a hydra. Shut one down and two more would replace it. But as the 2010s approached, music fans were beginning to see better and legal options in the form of subscription streaming service Pandora and MP3 download marketplace iTunes. And as the decade progressed, more options became available for fans to listen to music either for cheap or for free, one of the most popular streaming platforms being Spotify. It's true that record labels don't make as much profit from sales of individual tracks or monthly subscriptions, but now fans are in the best position to freely enjoy their favorite tunes. This is a compromise driven by Napster, and one that very much returned power to everyday music listeners like you and I. Thanks for watching.